What up, y'all? This is Tracy from Nerd Squish, and today we're going to be talking about Haunting of Hill House at Halloween Horror Nights 30. If you're new here, welcome to the insanity. This is Nerd Squish, where we take everything we're nerdy about, whether it be horror movies, or books, or Halloween Horror Nights, spooky stuff, nerdy stuff, and we squish it all together and we talk about it. So we finally got another announcement for Halloween Horror Nights 2021, and it's a second house. Joining Beetlejuice will be Haunting of Hill House. This house has been rumored for a while now, and I, for one, am very excited to see this house. For those of you that don't know, Haunting of Hill House is a 2018 Netflix series that's loosely based on a 1959 novel by the same name by Shirley Jackson. The show is a very interesting one. It alternates between two timelines in 1992 and 2018, and it follows this family that moves into Hill House and have all sorts of paranormal experiences. And the show focuses on how the trauma of these paranormal experiences continue to haunt them in the present day. I personally love this show. It was a little hard for me to watch at first because at the time when it came out, my dad had recently just passed, like literally months before. So I had gotten to the second episode and I had to turn it off. It was too much. My emotions were too raw, and it dealt with death and a lot of those things, and it was tough for me. I turned it off and I was like, I don't know if I can revisit this. But after a while, I jumped back into the show, and I am so glad that I did, because it is beautiful, sad, haunting. It's like everything you want in a story. So when you first look at the Halloween Horror Nights website and they list the houses, this is the description that they have. Welcome to Hill House, a structure more alive than its ghostly inhabitants. Inside these walls echo the haunted footsteps of those trapped here for all time. Now, if you click, it has further explanation on what we're gonna see in this house. It stands like a brooding creature waiting for its victims. Enter the decaying remains of an aging mansion that lives, even if all who dwell there are long dead. Step right into Netflix's supernatural masterpiece, The Haunting of Hill House. Each unsettling room, each darkened hallway takes you deeper and deeper into your worst nightmares. Come face to face with the tall man, the bent neck lady, the ghost in the basement, and more. Enter the Red Room, and you may find yourself spending all of eternity listening to the sound of your own screams. Whoa, okay, so there's a lot to unpack there. Let's dig into it. We all know that the Hill House was very much a character in itself. It had a legacy. Some crazy stuff happened in this place. And as a result, a lot of the characters that lived there never really got out of it. I am a little disappointed that we're not really following the characters, but just the house itself. Now, while I think the house is the perfect spooky backdrop, I am disappointed because there's a lot of scenes that I feel like we're gonna miss out on, like in the funeral home and stuff like that. I'm gonna call it, and I'm gonna say that this house is going to be the standout house of the year. It's gonna be the scariest with the most beautiful sets. I'm calling it. Universal did release some sneak peeks at the inside of the house, which I find a little odd. But you'll see a lot of familiar scenes, such as that creepy hallway with all the statues, which you know is gonna be one of those scenes where you're walking down a little narrow thing and you got all these little statues and you're like, okay, which one of you jerks is gonna pop out at me and make me lose my mind? And even though it's terrifying, I secretly live for it, and I love it, and I can't wait to live through it. It looks like we'll also be seeing the infamous spiral staircase where your girl Nell ended her life, which, if I end up crying in a Halloween Horror Nights house, I apologize to anybody that sees me. I'm a stable person, I promise you. I'm not insane, but it's gonna break me down. So much like the show, where they've said there are so many ghosts lurking in the background of all the shots that no one to this day has still counted all the ghosts that are in the show. And I think that's going to be something that they really bring into this house, where in every little corner, whether they're real people or props or whatever, it's going to be a house that you're going to have to go through multiple times to really take in all the details, which to be honest, is when Halloween Horror Nights is doing its best work. Now, because of the material that we're using, it may not be a traditional HHN house. It's not gonna be constant scares and terrifying things. Like, I think it's gonna be more of a creepy atmosphere that builds that suspense and that terror on its own without actual scares, so that when the scares do come, it's gonna be like legit. You are gonna be terrified, and I can't wait to experience this. I can't say it enough. I am so excited for this house. Now, on a lot of these articles that I've been reading, they're hyping up that final scene, which of course takes place in the Red Room, which if you've watched the show, you know that's where they get you. That's where the house lures you in, and you're in there forever, you're doing some ghost stuff, and it gets wild. So like, am I gonna walk in this room and like, that's it? I'm gonna be like, oh, you know what, you're right. I do wanna die in this house and be a ghost in Hill House forever. Is it gonna happen in the Red Room? I don't know, but I'll meet you guys there. So I think I'm definitely most excited to see, of course, the bent neck lady, which, spoiler alert, if you have not watched the show, first of all, do it. Just do it. You will thank me later. But the bent neck lady, first of all, not only is she terrifying, but the big reveal of who she is and how she got to be who she is, sad, terrifying, oh my God. Can't wait to see her in this house. And it's sad because she's probably gonna scare me, but when she scares me, I'm gonna be like hyping her up and like screaming at her, and the actor's gonna be like, ma'am, calm down, I'm trying to spook you. So again, if you see me in there losing my mind, I apologize. All right, so we're almost to the middle of July, and this is our second announcement. I'm so excited to have another little piece of information for HHN 30, but Universal, if you could give us more, it would be great. It'd be great. I know you're probably playing it safe, but I really, really want to go this year. I would like to buy my frequent fear passes. Maybe you're gonna wait until Epic Universes to release them. But anyway, I am super excited for this house. I am super excited for this year. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this house. Are you excited for it? Do you think it's weird? Let me know. I'll be trying to do an update each time we get an announcement for HHN. However, it might get to a point like when I was trying to do this in 2019 where I don't keep up with it, and then I just make one giant video that's like, oh hi, here's a ton of information that you can't handle all at once, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway. And if you want that, if you want more news about HHN and you wanna talk spooky stuff, you should definitely subscribe and stick around and watch more videos. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you nerds in the fog.